¿Has venido a cenar, mamá? Será un buffet.
No me he cambiado.
Solo debes quitarte el sombrero.
Lo dices como si fuera fácil.
So, how do you think are Mr. Carson and Miss Hughes at home? Why do they fight about the most, or...?
Everything. You go first, ladies first.
Well, I think once they get over the hump, so to speak, of you not being very good at cooking, I think she's managed to tame him in a certain way, but you know what I mean? He probably produces a very nice ploughman's lunch. I don't know if you know what that is in Spain, but it's just basically like meat, pickles, and, you know, some nice bread and a bit of cheese on the side. He can probably concoct that. So I think she's domesticating him gradually.
Yeah, I think there are two people who respect each other very much at work. So how they are at home, it's interesting to speculate, because also too, a man has been a bachelor all his life and a woman who's been unmarried all her life, getting together, a spinster, getting together late. Be quite tricky, I think.
I know, I think they probably do have it. I think we ought to see more of that.
Yeah, it'd be lovely to see more of it.
Especially in the sequel, yes, it all revolves around the Carsons.
A little bit a sitcom, you know, like Carson's at home.
Yeah.
Sitcom.
Yeah.
At home with the Carsons.
Honey, I'm home. Yeah, I don't think Mr. Carson would be very easy to live with at all. He's got no domestic skills. I thought he's used to having everything done for him in a way.
Yeah.
I can pour a nice bottle of wine and that's about it, really. He's hopeless.
Yes, but I think she's probably...
You're very tolerant.
I'm very tolerant, but I think she's probably helping him along the way to at least make a cup of tea.
What are the best and the worst of turning the show into a movie?
I don't think there's any worst about it. But the producers might have a different answer to that because it's more of a headache for them.
I think the best thing about it is that it gives us a chance, and the fans a chance, to go back to revisit the series in one episode, and it's just bigger and more glamorous and more romantic, more cinematic than
it's just more everything.
More everything, really. And the fact that they've enjoyed it so much is its own reward. There were no downsides to it at all.
No. Only the fact that it was so short, because normally we'd spend 6 months of the year doing, how many episodes? 10? 11?
Yeah.
11 hours. And now it was all encapsulated into about 10 12 weeks or something, 10 weeks.
Speaking about the success in America, in Spain, here, how was for you to watch the movie with an audience, because you are not in the houses of the people during the show?
No,
good question,
Yeah, that was the different thing, because everybody watches it, you know, on their own or with their family. So when we went to the London premiere in September, to sit there in an audience was fantastic, because people... The first
things
cheer,
you take for granted.
Yeah, I mean, it opened with this letter being delivered, and then the camera came up and saw the castle, and the music came in, and everybody clapped, you know. Yeah, you know, and that was fantastic. And to hear people laughing, you know, was great. And I thought, you know, that was very enjoyable, very different for us, and I think made the experience more enjoyable for the fans as well.
So, being downstairs character, what do you miss the most of not being upstairs character?
Well, do you know what I don't miss at all about having to be an upstairs person is because Mrs. Hughes has 2 outfits, and if she's lucky 3. If she goes into the village, she might have an outdoor coat and a skirt. Otherwise, daytime she's in her navy blue. Nighttime, she's in her black. Upstairs, they're always, Anna or whoever's always saying, oh, there's that ball sequence that you need another fitting for that. So they're always going off having fittings, trying out more dress. So I'm happy just to have my 2 little outfits, and they are beautiful, and I enjoy wearing them. So I don't at all resent upstairs.
It was more fun downstairs because it's more energetic and I was more involved, and the scenes were more sort of like this. Upstairs was more formal, more sitting at dinner tables, standing with drinks.
And you have to be careful up there because we're in a historical building with, you know, priceless paintings on the wall, but whereas we're in the studio downstairs, so we can be much more free and easy.
But I think I wore grooves in the floor in the dining room where my feet rested in the same place for 6 years, and I hardly ever got to say a word. So that was harder work. That was a test of patience, I have to say. I'd rather be downstairs, more fun.
Could you tell me which one is your favorite line to say in the show, like something you say and stay with you?
My favourite little scene was when Lady Mary came down the stairs in the TV series in her wedding dress, and there was Lord Grantham and me waiting at the bottom of the stairs looking at her coming down, and she said, "Well, I do, Carson," and I said, "Very well, my lady." So I enjoyed that.
Oh.
And you said, "Oh, Charlie, I love you. Oh, Charlie, my life would not be complete without you."
Probably
oh, Charlie,
when I said
yes, of
I
course
do.
I will marry you.
I don't know. One of my favourite scenes was when you and Leslie, Mrs. Patmore, were discussing what you expect.
What would go on the honeymoon, as if that was going to happen.
Downton Abbey es el corazón de esta comunidad. Y ustedes hacen que siga latiendo. Ahí llegan. Señor Mosley.